Hello, snowboarders of the internet. I'm your host, Avran LeFeber, and in this video, we're going to be reviewing the Capita Mega Merc. This board features Capita's Resort V2 directional camber profile, rocker in the tips, camber through the midsection. Basically, it's a slightly directional cam rocker. So what you're going to get is that load, pop, snap, and drive of traditional camber, but you're going to have that ease of entry in and out of turns from that rocker, as well as more optimal powder float. This board's available in 153, 155, 157, 159, 161, 156 wide, 158 wide, 160 wide. I rode this board at Copper Mountain on a day that was mixed skies. You had low to moderate winds, ice, chop, chunder, perfect hero snow, and I rode it with my Rome Black Label bindings and my K2 Thraxis boots. So first things first, it's been a hot minute since I hopped on this board and it feels just a hair stiffer than it used to be. I don't know if it actually is, but to me it actually felt stiffer, probably because it's been a while since I rode it. But what I did notice is that it really does differentiate itself from the regular Mercury. Now, what you do get is slightly softer tips, and there's a flex point right where that rocker reverse camber meets the camber section, and then it's a stiffer midsection with a fair amount of torsional give, but there is a lot of reactivity in it just due to how this board is actually built. Now that reactivity makes this board lively, but for a board that's still this lively, it's more than damp where you absolutely need it to be. So any chatter that you get in the nose that would resonate back underfoot is mostly dissipated. That kinetic energy that just comes up from riding, you don't feel it as much on this board, but you still have that lively feel when you need to press and play around with it. Getting into rutted out terrain, you don't really have to worry about this board getting bucked as long as you keep your knees bent. It will plow through everything or skip over the top of it. With the way that this board's built for that reactivity, when you load the camber section up and roll back and engage that rocker in the tail, you get spring. It's a very springboard effect from it. And this is a board that if you don't load up, you're still gonna get a ton of pop with. And when you do load up, you're getting double, if not triple back what you actually put in. So ollie that slow sign, ollie over that family of fat skiers having a family reunion in the middle of the run, boost a side hit. Don't worry about it. And when it comes to jumps, the bigger the better with this. I'm not saying it can't handle small and medium jumps. I'm saying it's more in tune with hitting a bigger feature. When you load up off the lip, you're gonna pop even higher and go a little bit further. When you're laid back, it's still gonna spring you. This is a board that wants to get up in the air. You will notice that this deck just feels at home boosting off a jump or a side hit. It does take a little bit more effort to engage a butter on this board. You're just gonna find yourself leveraging outside those insert packs, really pressing into it to get it to engage. And when it does, it wants to fight you. That's that reactivity that I keep talking about. It wants to spring out of any variation you're doing. So be aware that speed, strength are your two key factors for muscling this thing around. And if you're gonna try to go slow and butter with it, you're gonna be able to do it, but it's not gonna be as optimal. Now, when it comes to jibbing, this is for someone that has zero regard for financial responsibility or has hit the pinnacle of snowboarding and absolutely needs a board like this. I mean, if you look at the price tag, probably not gonna go hit a rail with this thing for most people, but I did. So with that said, you got that sweet spot right where that rocker reverse camber is in the tip, and you're gonna flex it right outside that camber section as it comes down. That's gonna allow it to lock into a nose or a tail press, but when you hit the end of the feature, it's gonna snap out. Now when you go sideways, it's almost a balance board act. It slightly caresses around the feature and it will slide sideways. You're gonna hear this little zipper sound from the structure in the base. So if you're one of those guys that really likes to keep your base pristine, probably don't wanna go sideways on a feature. Can you go sideways on a feature? Yes. I really love carving on this board. It's fast, fluid, and powerful. You notice the power that this board has from edge to edge. It throws you from one side to the other without giving you a total body workout. Now, if you're someone that skids your turns, you're probably really not gonna get the most out of this board, but if you understand how to keep this board engaged and locked on edge, you're gonna love it. It engages outside the front foot, but you steer it from that camber in the middle back through the tail, and you're gonna be able to really drive it. And when you lay it over, it gives you that power to slingshot you out. Short, tight, quick carves, very quick and nimble. Medium, mellow carves, you feel locked in and you're swooping from one side to the other. And then when you wanna lay it over, you drive your back knee into the center of the camber, pushing down, and just get that power back out from the tail, and you're gonna be able to lay it completely over. If you know how to carve, you're gonna be able to carve on this board. If you don't, it's probably too much board for you. Who's this board for? The hard-charging, all-mountain freestyle rider that will do a little bit of everything. So as I said at the start of this review, it felt stiffer than the previous version. Now it has been a while since I got on it, which that's not a bad thing. It's good, it differentiates it from the regular Mercury, but overall, this is a great board. This is a Ferrari. You know what you're gonna get. You're gonna be able to just speed down the hill, rail turns, and hit everything in front of you how you wanna hit it. It's not gonna be a board for someone that's a lazy, laid-back rider, but it's not a board where you have to be on top of your A game at all times. I absolutely love the way that this board rides. Comparable boards: the Jones Ultra Mountain Twin, the Ride Algorithm, the Nitro Team Pro. Binding recommendations: the Union Atlas Pro, the Ride A9, the Jones Mercury. This has been my review of the Capita Mega Merc. Do you agree? Do you disagree? Do you own one? Are you gonna buy one? Leave me a comment down below. Let's have a conversation about this snowboard. If you're new here, remember to subscribe, click the bell, get those notifications. That way you're not missing any of the videos we got coming out for all you snowboarders of the internet. And if you really like what we're doing over here and you want to support us further, swing on over to Angry Snowboarder VIP and become a member. Sure, I could tell you more here, but I got a video over there that explains it so much better. As always, I've been your host, Avran LeFeber, and well, I've got to continue to be your host, and I'll see you in another video.